To create the cover of your art journal, you're going to be using Collage. So you're going to take different pieces from magazines and glue them together to create a picture on the front and back of your book. So let's get started. First, you're going to flip through magazines and find pages that interest you. If you find ones like this, just take them and throw them out. It's because someone didn't listen. Whenever you find something you want to keep, take and rip the entire page out and save it for later. Here I realized I needed some more yellow and purple if I wanted to do a rainbow theme, so I flipped back through the book to find those specific colors. Now you want to think about how you're going to arrange things. You want some big pieces to serve as your background, and then you can use smaller elements on top of that. You want to completely cover that texture on the front of your composition notebook with magazine pieces. I was pretty sure I wanted to use these three pieces as my background, but I didn't want to glue them all the way down yet in case I changed my mind, so I used just a dot of glue to hold them in place while I arranged everything else on top. Here I wanted this purple sky to go behind the yellow flip-flop. So I took my scissors and cut a slit in the yellow page so that I could slide the purple piece inside of that to make it appear like it was behind the shoe. At this point, I'm sure I want those three pieces to serve as my background, so I go ahead and glue them down all the way, making sure I get the edges completely covered with glue. Here I use a messy mat to put glue on the back of the Grand Canyon piece. That way I don't get glue on the table and it's easier to clean up. While it might seem like this is going by pretty quickly, it actually takes quite a bit of time to cut everything out neatly to the edges so that it looks nice in the end. You're going to want to use all of your class time to make a good finished product. In between classes, you can store your loose pages inside your notebook so they don't get lost. As you can see here, I'm going back and gluing underneath those pieces to make sure all the edges get stuck down nicely. time for the back. On this one, I did a little bit different technique. Instead of gluing the background directly to the book with a glue stick, I simply glued all the pieces together, and then I'm going to attach it with the Mod Podge, because the Mod Podge that we're going to cover our books with is essentially a glue, and you can use it underneath your pieces as well. Here I lucked out and found a picture of a Great Dane, which looks just like my baby Apollo. We're getting a new one, Phoebe, here in a couple weeks. Isn't she cute? Now time to Mod Podge. So I'm going to take the inside pieces and I'm going to slip them inside this page cover that has one edge cut out to protect them from getting the glue on them. I'm also going to take my book and I'm going to lay it out on my messy mat so that I don't get any glue on the table. I'm going to take this and a brush and simply brush it over the collage I've already done. Any pieces that might be up, I can take the corner of that and stick it underneath it because it is a glue. Here on the back, I'm covering the entire page with Mod Podge, and then I'm going to lay my page on top of it. I want to be careful when I lay it down that I don't create too many wrinkles. Now, avoiding all wrinkles is essentially impossible. Even on this other page, you'll start to see that it kind of wrinkles up once it gets wet. But if you do your best gluing, then it won't be too bad in the end. I'm also sticking some glue underneath those pieces of the dog that wasn't up all the way. I'm also going to use this to apply my coffee cup over the top and then cover the page with the Mod Podge. I'm also going to apply a second layer here and let it completely dry, and I might even add a third later. It just depends on how well the coverage is. Remember this sweet little guy? Well, while I was creating, this is what he did to my art studio. He grabbed the bag of trash with all the newspaper and strode it everywhere.